Sudan's biggest civilian political group, the Forces of Freedom and Change, concluded an expanded 3-day meeting in the Egyptian capital Cairo on Tuesday. It's the first meeting for the bloc with its full capacity since the fighting between the Sudanese military and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces broke in April. The FFC urged the international community to support the ongoing talks between the two fighting parties, as well as prioritizing humanitarian support for citizens affected by the fighting.
Sudan needs a strong will from the two warring parties and to unify all political powers to stop the ongoing war. We must stop the suffering of the Sudanese people, which extends now for around 100 days. We have thousands of refugees and millions internally displaced. Every additional day of the fighting, the suffering of the people will grow.
In its final resolution, the Forces of Freedom and Change insisted that both the armed forces and the RSF must be recognized as integral entities in Sudan's transition. They called both to effectively join the Jeddah talks in Saudi Arabia and plan an immediate end to the fighting. Meanwhile, they called on creating an inclusive entity so that all Sudanese people can join the creation of a final roadmap to elections.
The freedom and change has never presented itself as the only representative of the Sudanese people. That's why our meetings concluded that we need to create a unanimous Sudanese front that includes all stakeholders from political groups that believe in peaceful and democratic transition.
The freedom and change can't reach a solution to end the war on its own. It's why this new coalition will include political parties, armed groups, NGOs and resistance factions. We exclude members of the National Congress, the former regime and the groups which represent them. FFC worked with Sudan's neighbors, the African Union, IGAD and the Jeddah talks to end the fighting as soon as possible.
According to the International Organization for Migration, in less than 4 months, the fighting in Sudan displaced nearly 3 million citizens. 700,000 of them sought refuge in neighboring countries.
The FFC says that international and regional powers have fueled division in Sudan through their bias to certain groups. Sudan is facing a deteriorating crisis economically, politically, and on a humanitarian level. Participants in the Cairo talks urged all Sudanese factions to focus on economic development as a mean to aid the country and engage those devoting and fighting to develop the country instead. Adel Mahroui, CGTN, Cairo.